Hi, morning. Welcome to another day on Earth. Let me adjust this now. Okay, so the cleverer ones among you would have realized that I've taken that first video down. The long one, which is very colorful and contains lots of swearing. I decided to take that down because that amount of swearing shocks even me. It wasn't a very prepared video. In fact, it wasn't prepared at all. It was just off the cuff. And I would rather put a better foot forward. So I will be editing that one, taking some of the swearing out. But also, most importantly, a friend of mine said that it contains a lot of unusual words that not everybody in the world knows. They're called South Africanisms, like lekker oaks and dorne and things like that. So I'm going to try to speak in more general terms, so the more people can understand me. Okay, so I will edit that video and I'll stick it back up again in a shorter format and in a shorter time duration and with a bit of a cleaner format. Alright, so I went to go and do my bike license and I failed. Why did I fail? I failed because I didn't prepare. And because I didn't answer the questions in a way that they understood me to, that I understood they wanted me to. Okay, I know how to ride a bike. I've been riding a bike for many years. But I failed on the controls of a bike because I didn't answer the question the way they wanted. It's very important that we decide and we realize if we want to be right or we want to win. And I want to win. I don't care about being right. I want to win. I want to go forward. I want to achieve my goals. And one of the questions was, what controls of the bike must you never use together? And it was clutch and gear, front brake and steering wheel, or front brake and right brake. So I thought, I tried to work this one out. The answer they wanted was, you don't use together clutch and gear lever. And I first ruled that out because obviously you're going to use clutch and gear lever, but that's how you change gears. The answer that they were wanting was, don't use front brake and steering wheel. But when I ride a bike, I got my one finger on the brake and I use that very carefully. It's amazing to control the bike with front brake and steering. But that's the one that they want, because they don't want you to use your front brake when you're turning, which will go over the handlebars, if you put it on full. But they didn't say if you're putting it on full. Anyway, the bottom line is I didn't answer the questions the way they wanted. So I will now go and I will prepare and I will find the answers that they are wanting, and I will give them the answers they're wanting because I want to win. When it comes to preparation, the important thing to realize is that I am preparing me to fit in with that system that I'm wanting to fit in with. So I find myself living on this planet going around the sun in its 12-month endless cycle. And there's numerous systems that I must interface with. There's the police system. You know, if you drive drunk and drive with alcohol in your system, or if you need to, if someone gets mugged and you take them there to, which I did once, and the guy that had gotten mugged was in a state of shock, and so he wasn't being kind. He didn't realize he wasn't being kind to the police, and the cop was behind the counter was very tired. So there were these two people not interfacing with each other. So that system is an example. That instance is an example of when you need to fit in with a system. Adjust oneself to fit in. There's government systems, political systems, financial systems like banks and things. So these aren't things that we can change very quickly. So this is something that I can change. So I am going to adapt myself to fit in better. That's one of my goals for finding my way on this world. Changing me, not you. I'll change myself within reason, but just so I can win, so I can get the result I'm looking for, and not get stuck on being right. Because being right is a lonely place. Being right's a very lonely place. I've got a friend called Steve who's very good at preparing. He is a master of preparation. Maybe one day I'll interview him and get some tips and I'll let you know, because being able to prepare is very, very important. Very, very important. When I was a laity, I was sent to a thing called Scouts. But I wasn't sent there for my own betterment. I was like sent there so my dad could carry on having an affair with a neighbor. So I was there just to like be babysat really. Whereas Steve went to Scouts because his dad was involved in his life. And he was encouraged to learn all the things and do all the things. Be prepared was something that Steve embraced, and it shows in his life now. I wasn't being prepared, and it shows in my life now. So, I failed my driver's test, my learner's test, and I failed because I didn't prepare, so now I'm going to prepare, and I'm going to go and write it on the 19th of Feb. With Julie also failed his, but neither of us prepared, so it's fine. And I'll let you know how that one goes. But being prepared is very important. Being prepared to change. Being prepared to listen. Being prepared to try again after failure. Because failure is part of life. Let's be real, it's part of life. It is silly to think we can go through life not failing. Who the fuck wants that? Don't you just want to be right? I can remember my dad being incapable of saying the words, "I'm sorry." He could not apologize because he believed that if he apologized, it meant he was weak, it meant he was wrong, it meant he was bad. I don't want to be like that. There's numerous systems on this world, like I mentioned just now, and it's my job to interface with these systems. I said do engineering, and there's numerous. There's the metric system for one thing. There's the imperial system for another. And then there's chemical systems, elemental systems, metallurgical systems. So we all have systems we have to fit into and interface with. And to enter those streams thinking that they must conform to us is like being on a bike or a car and entering into a fast-moving highway. Best you adjust your speed. Best I adjust my speed as I whiz down the on-ramp, because there's a lot of cars coming my way and I'm going to be interfacing with these. So I need to adjust me. The world out there is embodied by the traffic. That is not going to change. For one thing, it doesn't know about me. It just sees me as a speck. It's like an object on their horizon. If people are awake and conscious, they all do a bit of adjusting, and I've often had that as I interface with the traffic. Some people slow down a bit, give me a chance to get in. When I'm the one in the highway, I always adjust my speed. But some people are just missioning because their life sucks. They're not looking. They just want to get to work to this cuck job that they've got. Not this cuck job. Their work is not entirely to their liking, and they're now missioning in the traffic, and they're not thinking about stuff other than I must now go to work where I'm underpaid and overworked and underappreciated. So that's how accidents happen. So we need to adjust ourselves, and I need to adjust myself so I can fit in more with life. And I will happily do this, absolutely happily do this. Most happily. Okay, so that's it for today. Another day on earth, and it's best we learn to prepare. Best I learn to prepare better. And I'm probably going to be seeing Steve later this evening. I think we are seeing his wife Kath. And I'll be sure to discuss preparation with Steve. And I will let you know what the Master says. Masters come in many forms, and this oak is good at preparing. Alright. Onward and upward. Chat again. Cheers. Have a good day.